What's up, dudes? Scorpion K3 here, back again with another episode of Wizard of Legend Wednesdays. Last time we had a run that was unfortunately short-lived, would be the best way to phrase it, I think. Things didn't go so well for us, but this time we're going to jump right back in and see how things go. Hopefully, we make it a bit farther than last time, but, you know, things happen. I don't really like our melee weapon, or our melee option, but not a whole lot I can do about it until I get new melee things. So we're just going to have to make do with our, in my opinion, bad melee power. I don't like the range on it, but I have to get lucky and find something else, or I'm just gonna have to deal. And I don't like dealing with things I view as ouch bad. Of course I could be better and not miss shots that I shouldn't. But for now, we'll keep exploring. Yes, I want that as soon as possible. Yes, the enhanced bouncing thing is awesome. Because it bounces more, shocks better, and is just all around a good upgrade. But Wizard of Legend is tons of fun. It's a bit honestly brutal sometimes, and I've had quite a few runs end far earlier than I would care to admit. Just because sometimes the game decides, hey, you know that thing you call life? Yeah, that's gone now. Now this guy, I was really hoping to run into last time, but he gives you cursed items, and they all do something unique, but they all have a cost. And I think I want to sharpen Stylus. It increases our damage, just all around our damage is increased, but our signature move can no longer be charged up for like that epic firing. So there's a trade-off. We don't get our epic attack anymore, but now we do more damage. Which do you value more? Actual hits or the supercharged attack we do at the end after charging up? Depends on how you view things. I went for the damage, because there are a few other things that will increase our damage on a flat rate, and I'm hoping to be able to take advantage of that. Because really, in the end, if we do things right, we shouldn't have to capitalize on that big charge attack at the end. I have to remember the spear guys I need to pursue more aggressively, because God, are they a pain in the butt. And they like to hit us just outside of our range. Spearmen are going to be the bane of our existence for a while, if I'm being perfectly honest, entirely because of their range. We don't have any attacks that'll outstrip their range, and that hurts. Quite ouch. Of course, just getting whacked by a swordsman who just spawned in doesn't help anything. That's spearmen. They're jerks. I'm not a fan. Of course, I could get combo teamed and just die horribly. This game is unforgiving. I suggest people play it, especially anyone who likes Dark Souls, because I feel like this isn't like Dark Souls, but the brutality combined with fairness is great. Like, everything in this game, getting hit, all of that is from sloppy play. Like, you misjudged distances, or you didn't properly account for how an enemy was going to attack. It's all your own fault. It really is what I would get at. Ooh, Ball Lightning's pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and grab our bonus Bouncing Surge and take on our boss. So if you're careful and you're pay attention to your enemies and be sure to calculate how to do things properly. Nothing in this game is unfair. It's all perfectly fair. Pay attention to their movement patterns, learn the patterns, dodge appropriately. Those are all things that will make sure you don't die. The game doesn't generally have any rooms that I would say are unfair. Some of them are a bit tougher than others, but nothing in this run I would consider unfair. And that's something I really appreciate about this game, is because everything feels a lot more fair, even though it's hard, very, very hard, I would say, it's fun, because it doesn't feel like you're fighting against garbage. You're fighting against enemies with calculated distances. You can learn how to fight everyone appropriately. Most of it is about dodging well and not being sloppy. And there are risks you can take, like me grabbing the stylus means I deal less, or I don't have my super special signature move, but I deal more damage. And remembering enemies who you know are weaknesses, like the spearmen currently, definitely a weakness for our build. And there are so many different builds you can end up making, which is another thing I quite love about this game. Because you can totally have like melee build where all your attacks are physical, up close and personal, punch people in the face attacks. And you can have some builds that are stun locking, where everything's electrical and everyone you hit is stunned forever. That's the build I prefer. And you can do elemental runs where everything is of a particular element you like or don't like, and challenge yourself. But I think everyone should try this game out. I think it's tons of fun. I don't remember how much it is on Steam, but I think it's worth it. Between replayability and the randomization, I love roguelikes. If you pay attention to my channel at all, you'll know I love roguelikes. It's tons of fun to be playing a game that, no matter how many times you play it, statistically speaking, you should never have two runs the same. And I love that idea. Oh no, that was the bad choice to make. Because he took away our bouncing surge and is going to randomly give us something else. This one. Actually, I'm perfectly okay with that. This is the attack I want to have. But unfortunately, let's move this here. Unfortunately, now we don't have a signature move because we lost our bouncing surge, which admittedly is going to make our life hard. Let's warp back to the beginning and continue on. So we have... Wait, what? No, I wanted to go back to the beginning. There we go. Now, admittedly, this is the basic attack I wanted, but unfortunately it cost us our bouncing surge. Is it a fair trade? It was a trade, that's for sure. And this, as you can see, is why I prefer this style of attack. Because A, you keep enemies at arm's length, and B, you stun them. And that stunning is so worthwhile. Like, you can already see I'm taking less damage just because I'm able to stun enemies. Cancel their attacks, prevent them from moving. It just, the electrical stun is so nice, and I really, really hope I get that as a default ability here soon, because all of my runs will feel better after I get it. Because to be perfectly honest, that wind attack is just garbage. It's up close and personal, it's slow, and you will just hemorrhage HP doing it. Ouch. You'll hemorrhage HP playing badly too. Also, it pierces. I will take... Deferred Dynamo. Switch these back around. This is the one that does... Yeah, that one's pretty good. Do we have our floor cleared? Yes, okay. Boss time. Let's take on our boss and pray we don't die horribly. Grand Summoner is actually a jerk. Stop being a jerk. Ouch. Me being sloppy again. You take care of all his little minions, he gets stunned. And then you can stun lock him for a while. Now when the yellow line is around them, they're not immune to damage, they just take reduced damage. What is this? Permafrost Cube. Adds a chance to freeze foes. Cool. Is there any trinkets we want? How about the trinket of just straight up health? Because we're about to go take on our boss, and I would prefer not to be almost dead. Now it is the first floor boss, so it shouldn't be too terrible, but also I know how these bosses can go sometimes, and on occasion they just get the most annoying, aggressive attack patterns imaginable. Thankfully, hers isn't too bad yet. And she's weak to electricity, so that helps. Really, she already procced her super attack. I didn't realize I had done that much damage to her. Oh, well, I guess the dynamo. Bonus damage. No, you be a jerk somewhere else, thanks. And boom jams. Pretty quick and clean boss fight. She only hit us once. F. Spiraling Typhoon. Which one is that? Oh, not a terrible one. I'm not a big fan of it, but I don't do air builds. I do electrical builds. Because electrical builds stun lock things and brutally punish them. And I like the brutal punishment. Why are we stuck in loading mode? Oh, okay, there we go. They had to reshape the pattern? I don't know. It took an oddly long amount of time. Oh, and that's another thing you want to be wary of. Once the second floor starts, enemies can glow blue, which means they have a special attack, which, as our HP is feeling now, is pretty damaging. You want to be careful of any enemies that have that blue glowing effect, because it's generally pretty nasty. I mean, they all do different things, but you stun lock them and you don't have to worry about it, so that's a thing. Good dodging, stun locking. Those are your goals. And our Typhoon is actually working out. Our Spiraling Typhoon is actually working out, pulling enemies. No, I don't want Spark Contact. And I'm just going to move on. None of these things I want. At least not yet. Sometimes there are synergies that work, like the more electrical things you have, the more damage you'll do with electrical stuff. Things like that do exist. There are synergies in this game. They're a lot harder to come by than other games, but totes worth it if you can pull them off. And a lot of times the glowing guys can be subdued with attacks. Ouch! That was sloppy of me. I saw that coming too. As a little circle popped up and I just didn't move out of the way. Ooh, this guy. Yeah, got him. Him you have to deal enough damage to. What does this say? Wavefront. I mean, sure, it's better than just a dash. Because we'll shoot a little orb out when we dodge. Will it prove useful? I don't know. Can't hurt. Better than having nothing, I suppose. we've already found all the areas, but we've only cleared half the floor. I mean, that's kind of impressive if you ask me. We found all the enemies of interest, or areas of interest, not the enemies. Nope, leave me alone. Remember those spearmen I were talking about? They're a lot less dangerous when they can't move. Ah! We are also a lot less dangerous when we can't move. Ouch. Never underestimate itty-bitty little slime dudes. They can be quite the pain. Especially the ones that split apart and you forget that they do that. So they get an extra hit on you because you're dumb and forgetful. Mostly the forgetful part. I like to think I'm intelligent, but hey, you know. Doesn't everyone think they're smart? And what's up here? See? Spearman? Bane of our existence? Not so hard once we have the bolt rail. Ah. I really wish we had our bouncing surge back. It does better damage. Well, it does better stunning. The deferred dynamo's alright damage-wise. It just doesn't stun as well. Ah! You all just back off. But that bolt rail, though, which is great for crowd controlling. It says we fully explored the map, but it still shows enemies in the map. So let's... I don't even know where they would be. I guess we're gonna just have to deal with a bugged out enemy spawn pattern? Or no, there's a little bit over here. Well, no, not really. I mean, sometimes the game gets a little confused. To be perfectly honest. That guy shouldn't be there. We've killed everything. Ooh, Strafe Archer. He can be a bit of a pain. Because he does lots of movement shenanigans and he summons roguish jerks, to say politely. Ouch. That was bad on my part. There we go. Got him down. Our health isn't looking so hot, but... Udyr's Pinwheel. Our air damage does more. Or our air does more damage. Let's grab a healing potion. And... I think that's it. Yeah, we don't want any of those things. So yeah, we'll just move on with our lives. The trinket, none of the trinkets in there, to my memory, are very good. So we'll just move on to the next floor, and call it good there. Ooh. This room isn't that bad if you're not stupid like I was. Just dodge the traps, get the loot. Don't get overzealous and dodge into the traps. Whoops. Ah, gang. Why do you... Ouch. Okay, well that was horribly embarrassing. I just got caught up in the corner and brutally murdered. Well, hopefully next time our run goes a little bit better. I don't like ending on a loss, but I really don't want the episodes to run on too long, because a good run takes 45 minutes. We're already almost 20 minutes into this one. Yeah, and I really don't want hour-long episodes if I can avoid it. So I think I'll call it here. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.